So this player's torso is creeping out in front of his pelvis. Early out of transition and right here left arm parallel. That creates a massive advantage for getting your center of pressure over to your left leg or your lead leg. And the reason that's advantageous for any golfer is that by this point in the swing, this player is about 70% pressure on his front leg, and it moves about 78% of pressure by impact. So it moves very little between here and impact. And that allows for a very stable surface. If you just boil it down, a very stable hitting surface to strike the middle of the club with a lot of speed.
And from that point there, they can start pushing really hard in the left side.
Yeah.
And that starts, you can show them, Mike, as you do that, that starts adding some tilt late in the downswing, and also gives them a little club head speed boost because they're able to push the ground really hard to their left side without adding too much tilt back. So you're going to see some tilt or some difference between the pelvis and the torso right here, but it's not overly done, so the player is still able to stay on top of the ball, I guess you would say.
So you see the torso now falling behind the pelvis center. And that's not because of an intention to add spine tilt throughout the swing or keep spine tilt. That's because the force that he was able to generate by having that pressure so far onto the left side, that moment arm, is now kind of toppling his torso backwards as he approaches the ball.
And you can still see the trunk, though, is still right on top of the ball.
Yeah.
It hasn't tilted behind the ball. So even with my own swing and some of my students, when they don't get these lined up, when they have the torso behind the hips early in the downswing, they can't push the ground hard enough because it'll actually tip them over. But when they do push the ground, they get so much tilt that they start hanging back, and those are the swings that start getting for your better players like blocks and hooks. Right. So this has helped me with my own swing a lot and a lot of my players, just this concept.
So you see the pelvis line here. His center of pelvis is in front of the ball, and his center of torso is right on top of the ball. That's kind of a textbook covering the ball at impact.
Yeah, so if you're out there, even as not as a teacher, but as a player watching this, with your irons, try to feel like you get your shirt buttons kind of over the ball as you're swinging through impact, and that'll help you kind of get this feeling.
I hope that you enjoyed this quick preview for one of our sessions from the Golf Swing Summit. If you enjoyed this, plus you want to get a bunch of other education from some of the top instructors and biomechanists on what they do and why, check out thegolfswingsummit.com. This is an awesome opportunity to take a look at what's going on inside the minds of some of the leaders in the field.